All right, we might have the players ready to go here, so let's get into the match. Hold on a second here. We need to get on the game sound. And off we go. Where's my game sound gone? Here it is. All right, let's get into it. Firstkiller versus Evoh. Winner simply qualifies. That's already a good save by Firstkiller to kick off the game. Now, Evoh hasn't lost a game today. This is the first time he's made it into the top 8 of a closed qual, or top 8 of an open qual, I should say. I keep calling it closed qual today, I don't know why. Because he lost to the check-in bot in both of the ones before this. But he has been the guy today. He's swept Wavy. He has swept Zapatos. Not in that order. He swept Zapatos round 1, Wavy semi-final. And apparently got Wavy to forfeit super early in game 3. So Evoh must be in some fine form. But we just saw Firstkiller take down AJ 3-0, and he dominated as well. So I'm excited to see who's going to take it down today. Firstkiller and Evoh looking like the two guys who are likely to qualify. I'm going to look up their all-time stats while we get further into this game. And then I'll summarize a pre-match discussion so that anybody watching on video can weigh in on the discussion, and we can see if we could reach an agreement. And funnily enough, these guys are 3 points on RL Duels away from each other. Firstkiller, or Evoh, is 3 points higher on RL Duels than Firstkiller is. But Firstkiller's all-time RL Duels record is much, much better than Evoh. He's got 138 wins, 54 losses. Evoh's 118 to 97. It's just as of late, they've been much closer together in ranking. For a lot of Firstkiller's career, he was dominating North America and really did not have a rival. All-time Firstkiller's 3-1 against Evoh in series. And now finally he does break through Evoh's defense. Evoh's boost runs dry. Firstkiller's likewise, but he had the ball under control. Yeah, winner of this makes Salt Mine 4 North America. Nice wave dash recovery by Firstkiller. The loser of this will have another try at making main event today in the lower final later on today. But Firstkiller, certainly the favorite in my opinion. We've got a prediction up if you guys want to get your beans on the line. And I'm guessing based on the start Firstkiller's had in this match so far that most of the beans are going to go towards him. Yeah, before this match went live, we were discussing with the live chat which players in Rocket League history have been unanimously considered the best in the world. And so far my list consists of Zen, Vatira, Monkey Moon, and that's it for the Open Era. I think they're the only guys who've been unanimously #1 in the Open Era. And then before the Open Era, I think you could probably add Chaussette into that mix. I think he was unanimously #1 at one point. I think you could also add Justin into that mix. I think Justin was pretty much everybody's unanimous #1 when they won Season 8. I don't think anybody had Justin outside of #1 in the world when they won Season 8. I think K-Dop as well. At some point K-Dop was definitely unanimously #1, I would say as well. And Cuxer and Devo. And then Kronovi's an interesting one. I think you could maybe say Kronovi was unanimously #1 at some point, but even when they won Season 1, I don't think that it was unanimous that Kronovi was the best player in the world. I think it was unanimous Kronovi is the best player at that LAN, but I don't think it was unanimous that he's the best in the world. There is a difference. MVP at a LAN and just unanimous world #1 are not the same. Season 6 Squishy. I wouldn't say Squishy was unanimously best in the world at Season 6 because he wasn't even unanimously best in his team at Season 6. So, best in the world? No. Unanimously? Definitely not. There were a lot of tournaments around about Season 6. A lot of tournaments. Like Season 6, there was Worlds, but there was also like a bunch of Dream Hacks and I think an E-League happened as well. There were lots of tournaments, so there was more than just Worlds going on back then to determine who the best player was. Yeah, and a lot of chat saying Beast Mode, London 3.0. I think that's kind of disputed because I think a lot of people would say Zen still. Wow, Evoh's called next. So Firstkiller has just obliterated Evoh so fast that we couldn't even finish this discussion. 6-1. Firstkiller is absolutely on fire today. That's a good point, Vicanis. Yeah, even T-Bates thought Zen was still world #1 when G2 won London. I think if that doesn't say it was disputed that Beast Mode's the best, I don't know what will. It's extremely, extremely hard to become undisputed #1 in the world, where all the pros, all the casters, all the analysts, everybody disagrees. It's super difficult to get everybody to agree. How's that evidence? Well, I don't know. Maybe the fact that G2's biggest fan and Beast Mode's biggest fan wasn't willing to call him unanimous best in the world. If even the biggest fan isn't going to say that, then I don't think the Fairweather fans should say it either. Yeah, I know T-Bates is wrong all the time. I know he's wrong all the time. But he's usually most right after, well, two scenarios. After G2 lose, he's usually right more. After they lose, he's usually more realistic. And also when he's not singing their praises, he's usually more realistic. I think T-Bates is the highest chance, the time where there's the highest chance of T-Bates being right is right after G2 lose. That's where you're most likely to just hear facts come out of T-Bates' mouth. Man, Firstkiller is just on one today. Yeah, I think he looks main event ready. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I know it's a bit controversial, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm wondering what on earth happened. I need to go back and watch that Evoh Wavy match. How did Evoh just completely blow Wavy out of the water? And then Firstkiller's looking like this. I know it's 1-1 right now, but Firstkiller just looks so confident at the moment. Wavy's going to need to really lock it down if he's going to have any chance of beating this level of Firstkiller today. Nice landing there by Evoh, and then the complete miss! Oh no! No nonsense from Firstkiller. He doesn't want another clip like when Diaz raced back and saved the shot on the goal line. But what happened to Evoh here? Oh! He had too much momentum. I don't know if his suspension in his car had completely decompressed when he jumped there. He might have had a slow takeoff, so he jumped too quickly after coming off the curve. Evoh looked way better than this. There's just some matchups where Firstkiller seems to do really well, and he seems to do really well against AJ, seems to do really well against Evoh. Historically, Daniel also historically had a good match against Evoh. And I think it's because Evoh and AJ, they kind of play the way, they play the game the way that Firstkiller wants to play the game. They play the way that he wants them to play the game. Whereas Firstkiller maybe struggles a bit more against Cosmic, potentially Wavy, because they don't subscribe to the same NA style of old where you just get 100 boosts and try and score, then you go get 100 boosts and try and defend and repeat. That's the game that Firstkiller wants to play, and that's the game Evoh's happy to play against him. It's like, alright, 100 boost in offense, 100 boost in defense, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, Firstkiller scored because he has 100 boost in offense. He's just really hard to challenge. If Evoh wants to put Firstkiller out of his comfort zone in the way that players like Cosmic have done, the way that players like Wavy have done, then I think he needs to just stay on the ball more with low boost. These are some good goals coming back at him though. Unlike game one, Evoh is responding, and that's actually a great goal. Manages to stay with the ball and bump Firstkiller into his own net. Excellent wall shot by Evoh. He's actually got a lead here. Where did Firstkiller go in this kickoff? Okay. Yeah, he went to the side boost. Did not have time to do that. Firstkiller for the tie game. Was hoping that Evoh would expect A flip reset there. Oh, Evoh's hit the post, has he? Oh no, it's in. Okay, he's fine. 5-3. On that last air dribble, Firstkiller was hoping that Evoh would anticipate a low air dribble, maybe an air dribble bump, maybe a flip reset, but instead Evoh just hard read the direct air dribble and was able to get back and save it. He's been crushed in the following kickoff though, so we are going to get a 1-goal game. Evoh is going for a bit of a delayed wave dash recovery kickoff there. Did not get directly opposite Firstkiller with his touch on the ball. Well, Firstkiller again turning in an awkward angle and conceding when it was definitely very possible to just turn the other way and have his goal blocked. I don't know why he turned to the left there. If he turned right, he would have had an easy save lined up. Still, though, plenty of time to come back here. Firstkiller does still look pretty confident on and off the ball. And a lot of 1v1 for Firstkiller is confidence. His entire style is pretty much built around dominating. He just wants to dominate possession. He wants to hit the ball harder than his opponent. He wants to hit the ball more than his opponent. And right now he is being enabled to do that by the way the game is going. Oh, angle shot by Firstkiller. What an effort that was. Evoh just scrambling to get back into position here. Does well to dodge the demo. Actually does very well to stay with Firstkiller. This is going to drop awkwardly for him, but he knows where it's going. Evoh trying to match the pace of Firstkiller so far. Now here comes Firstkiller, opting for the outplay into the boost steal instead of going all in for a shot that might be saved. He's just got Evoh backing up here consistently. Evoh has to watch out for the bump, does so. The boost is spawning, but now comes Firstkiller with a double. So quick with it, but he misses off that near post. Evoh's counter lands, and these are small margins, but slight mistakes for Firstkiller have allowed Evoh back into this series. Firstkiller again with a chance to come back. Accelerates the play. No flip reset on that air dribble. But Evoh doesn't make any contact with his clearing touch. It's gone in his net as Firstkiller turns and slaps it. Yeah, tough one for Evoh. Ran out of boost. Was really hoping that he could stretch his neck out and reach that. And again, that same kickoff. Is this just another kickoff goal? Firstkiller ties it with the exact same kickoff goal that he scored earlier this game. Look at Evoh. He's way too low inside onto the ball there. Just a mechanically failed kickoff from Evoh. He's going to wave dash after jumping into the ball. He needs to directly oppose Firstkiller, who's now parked in front of him and has a boost advantage again. That's a good shit by Evoh, but he backs off into the corner. Firstkiller opting for the long shot instead of the air dribble this time. It's an awkward bounce for Evoh, and he does concede possession. Firstkiller just going to continue to backboard the ball time and time again. Little fake jump got Evoh jumping in a panic again. Firstkiller backboards the ball. All these touches have caused Evoh's boost to deplete, and now he's got 0 and has to retreat the entire length of the pitch while Firstkiller builds up momentum and an angle in the approach. No finishing touch though. Firstkiller has had many half chances, and none of them have resulted in goals. This one will though. Eventually Firstkiller knocking at the door, found a way through. Evoh had to hit that ball. He didn't realize Firstkiller was right behind him, and once he'd left it, his fate was sealed. Kickoff's really not helping Evoh out here. Firstkiller again cracking a shot at him. He's mixed up his air dribbles with his shots pretty well this game. Firstkiller's been very hard to predict. He's taken away Evoh's boost. Evoh doesn't have enough to aerial this. Firstkiller just making sure, didn't want to leave it up to chance in case Evoh had saved about 30 or so boost. The result is another goal for Firstkiller as he moves up to what is probably going to be triple match point. 10 seconds left. Evoh needs a kickoff goal. Oh, he might get one actually. He's got a lot of boost saved up. Firstkiller has so much momentum though that he's able to path back to the ball and confirm the win. Firstkiller wants a 10th. And he doesn't get what he wants for once. But Evoh will need to win 3 straight if he's going to advance through the upper bracket. Johnny, how are you liking the new FKLJ Chronic team? I mean, I've never seen them play, but on paper it sounds alright. Yeah, it sounds decent. I'm excited to see LJ get a chance to play with another player at his level. Well, I'd probably say a player who's better than him. I think Firstkiller is still one of the top players in NA for 3v3. So, yeah, excited to see LJ in with a player Firstkiller's level again. Because he used to play in a team with Daniel and it didn't really go very well. So I'm glad he's got a second chance at this. Because you need multiple S tier players, like A+, A tier players now. Wow, Firstkiller off to a flying start. Evoh's kickoff is not working right now. Just a bit low on the ball. You can see that the ball's popping up over Evoh. That means he's jumping too low into the ball. And it's just going over his head. That's much better. Scoots off to the side as Evoh got high enough on it. It's a beautiful finish as well. Evoh back within a goal. Very clean finish by Evoh there. Am I dissing Appjack and Chronic? LJ's never played with them. I'm talking about LJ here, not Firstkiller. I'm not saying I'm excited for Firstkiller to play with a player his level. I'm saying excited to play LJ to play with a player who is his level. Firstkiller had a whole season last season playing with players who are also extremely, extremely top tier. Oh, the bump from Evoh actually clears Firstkiller away from the double tap. You would have had that. Firstkiller, one of the most automatic players of the double tap in the game. If you can't hit the ball, hit the player. And Evoh ties the game after initially going down pretty early in this one. But yeah, dissing Chicago. Of course, it's going to turn into that then. Am I dissing Chicago, Hoxer, whoever else LJ's played with? I mean, I don't think it's disrespectful to say that Chicago's ranked like lower than, like, let's say Appjack and Chronic in the last 2 years. Because, yeah, Chronic and Jack won a LAN together with Nolly, and then they remained a top 2 team in NA for the rest of the season, pretty much. Teamed up with Firstkiller, and they were clearly a top 2 team in NA again. For that entire time, Chicago was on the second year, well, the most recent year of the Chicago JNAPS Atomic roster, who didn't have a lot of success in their last year together. And then he teamed up with LJ Hoxer, and he was definitely second fiddle, sometimes second or third fiddle to LJ on that team, who again did not have as good a year as Gen G did. Oh, Firstkiller's actually popped that upwards. I don't know if that was his plan, to try and pop the ball up the wall like this, because it did just set up Evoh. Fake ceiling challenge by Firstkiller, just hovering back into position. I love that that's now the meta. I talk about this every now and again, but I just am so happy that that is part of the defensive meta in ones, the fake ceiling challenge, ceiling shadowing. You showed that to someone in 2016, they'd tell you this is nonsense. This has to be a bot. This has to be an AI playing. There's no way a human is doing this. At which point you could reply, how dare you? Firstkiller is definitely human. Probably. The form he's been in today might suggest otherwise. Not the bounce Evoh was hoping for. That's just gone straight into Firstkiller's hands. Not the fastest landing by Evoh either. Firstkiller dunks it over his head. And he's ahead by 1 at halftime. Yes, Diaz did play in EU earlier. He made top 6, but lost out to Tempo and Toxic. 2 players who did not qualify but came 3rd and 4th in the EU qual. So yeah, Diaz looks like he might need a bit more practice on the EU ping to get up to speed with the EU1's meta. It's one thing to, you know, play on 90 ping or 80 ping, whatever he plays in NA. It's another to play on 110. And EU1's meta is a bit different than NA1's meta. Probably a bit harder to play on high ping against the EU1's meta than NA. I know I'm not trying to trigger all of you Americans watching, all of you NA fans. It's just definitely a lot easier to play the let's take turns air dribbling meta on ping than let's 50-50 the ball 5 times in a row on ping. As all you high ping gamers will probably know. When there's clean touches in space, like a clean touch happening when there's no one else near the ball, that's fine. All good. Oh my goodness, what a rebound. Firstkiller off the inside of the post with the double here. How has he reached that? Look at this from Evoh's POV. He's like, is that wide? Nope, it's an inside of the post double tap. 6-4. Oh, Evoh has his bluff called. He really didn't want to hit this ball. He wanted to just fake it and take the boost and then circle back around because that was going to be a lovely bounce. He's thinking, if I could just let that ball bounce, grab the boost, turn around, air dribble. Oh, Firstkiller's just hits it in the net. Jack says when FK is peeking in ones, he plays like a robot. Yeah, he is definitely like a robot. I mean, Firstkiller is just very procedural with how he plays. Very, very procedural. It's like I talked about earlier. Firstkiller, Daniel, Evoh, AJ. They play very linear Rocket League in ones. Where it's like, win the kickoff, get the boost, take the ball up the wall, flip reset, maybe score. If score, good, go back to kickoff. If not, recover, get boost, try again. You know, it's very linear. Whereas in, you know, the case of like a Cosmic or a Wavy, you know, some other players in NA as well that I'm probably forgetting about, you're not as likely to just have the aerial play every time mentality. Sidewall, mid boost, aerial play, repeat. And you're definitely going to get less of those when you see a lot of European players play. You watch NAS play, you're going to get a lot more ratty gameplay. Same thing with apparently Jack. You're going to get some rat mode gameplay going instead of the clean air dribble off the wall gameplay. What is that called? Do we have, if like ratty gameplay is like going for the boost steal, the 50-50, the demos, like if that's ratty gameplay, what's the clean gameplay called? What animal is that? Catty? I don't know. What should we call it? Conditional, not linear. Yeah, I think that's probably a better word to describe it. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's just like a flow chart of predetermined plays. I love that kickoff though by Firstkiller. The dark style inverted half flip kickoff. Flamingo. What are you, safe? I don't know if it's safe. It's just clean. It's just going for clean out plays, going for the big boost out play, instead of going for the grimy goal. The grimy European goal. Oh, inside of the post. Another self-pass from Firstkiller between the post. Now he's faking Evoh out off the back wall. Evoh running out of boost and running out of time. It looks like he's going to be taking a dip down to the lower bracket. GG's. Firstkiller is going to be your 5th player confirmed for the Salt Mine 4 main event in North America. And in that main event, I believe his first round opponent will be Cosmic, if I recall. Because 5th seed probably plays 4th seed in the first round. Maybe. I'll have to take a look and see if that's correct. I'll have more info on that next week. I'll figure it all out. Going to be a pretty stacked round 1, that's all I can tell you for sure. Firstkiller does qualify, meaning that Wavy did not get his wish, because Wavy earlier on asked Evoh to please beat Firstkiller, because Evoh slapped Wavy. Wavy said please beat Firstkiller. I guess he didn't want to play Evoh again. And that hasn't happened. Firstkiller dominated that match. 6-1, 9-7, 10-7. And now Wavy is going to need to beat Evoh if he wants to qualify today.